In this lecture, we are going to learn how to make use of for loop. Okay, in the previous lecture, we have seen the while loop. Now, for loop is another type of repetition control structure. So, we are going to make use of for loop to create a program that will calculate the sum of even numbers from 2 to 1 to 100. All right, so let's get started. So, first, we are going to initialize a variable that will a counter. Yes, a variable that will hold the summation of the even numbers. Okay, so sum equals to 0. So okay, so let me comment a variable to hold the sum of the even numbers, sum of the even numbers. So we have created that variable. Now we can start declare our for loop. So for number, now in function range, now we are going to start from 2 and to 101. Okay, step up 2. So basically, this is how the syntax of for loop looks like. So we declare for number. Now this number variable is the one that will contain the repetition. Now we are looping over the numbers. We are looping over the numbers from 2 to 100. So each of those numbers from 2 to 100 will be in each repetition, in each cycle, a number from this range will be assigned to the variable number. So since we want to get we want to go over the even numbers from 2 to 100. So the first even number from 2 to 100 is 2. So for the first time, the number 2 will be assigned to the variable number. Then so next even number is 4. Now in the next looping, in the next cycle, 4 will be assigned to the variable number. Next cycle, 6 will be assigned to the variable number, and that is how we'll be looping. That is how we'll be looping. We'll be going around till we assign the number 100 to the variable number. Now, and this is how we usually declare the ranges. The range, okay. So 2 is the lower bound, while 101 is the upper bound. Though we know that our target is 100. But that is how the syntax of for loop looks like. The upper bound is usually the upper bound plus 1. We have to add 1 to it. So since we are going from 2 to 100, we make the upper bound 101. This is how for loop is. So we usually add 1 to the upper bound, while the other two, the last two, is the step. That is the step. So after each step, we are going to increment 2. After each step, we are going to increment 2. For the first time, we have 2. To get to the next even number, we are going to add 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Then to get the next even number, we are going to add 2 to 4, which is 6. And that is how we'll be going till we reach 100. All right. So now let's see. So for the first now, and for each cycle, what do we want to do? So for the first cycle, we want to add that value, that even number, to the variable sum. Remember, we say sum is the variable that will contain the summation of the even numbers. So I'm going to say sum plus equals to number. Right? So basically what I'm doing here, this is what we call compound assignment operation. Sum plus 1, or sometimes we call it augmented assignment operation or compound assignment operation. Now this is the same way of writing sum equals to sum plus number. Sum equals to sum plus number. So just the other way is just a short form of writing sum equals to sum plus number. So it is called compound assignment operation. So let me go back to it. Sum plus equals to number. So sum plus equals to number, right? So each time, for the first time, number equals to 2. Now we are going to have sum equals to 0 plus number. The other time, number will be 4. then we are going to have sum equals to sum plus number, but this time around sum is already 2, then 2 added to 4 will make it 6. That is how we keep till we reach the upper bound, the end of the upper bound, which is 100. All right, so and then finally, after having that, after reaching the end of the loop, we want to print out the sum. So we can have print out the sum, the summation of even numbers from 2 to 100. 100 is, and then we can now print out our number. So sum, which is the variable that holds the summation of the numbers. Okay, then we have is sum. Okay, and then let me add another thing again. This is what we call okay, this is format control string. Now this percentage D that we have, the percentage symbol, and then D represent a decimal integer. We know that the sum is going to be an integer. The summation of integers will be integer. Then this is a format control string that represent an integer. So we are telling it that the summation of even numbers from 2 to 100 is, then this is a placeholder for a decimal integer, just like a placeholder for a decimal integer. So, and then we are specifying that that placeholder is going to be replaced by the value of this variable sum. So, and then when we print this out, instead of saying this percentage D, we are going to see the actual value here. So let's print it out and see how the output is going to look like. So I just go to my terminal. All right, let me clear the terminal. Okay, I'm not on this terminal. Let me exit this. All right, so ls, make sure that I have the file already here now. Okay, so I run it Python 3, Python 3, and then we have okay, sorry, 4.py, yes, 4.py, and then run it and see. Okay, summation of even numbers from 2 to 100 is 2,550. So our program is working effectively. So basically, this is how the for loop. This is for loop, which is another form of looping. Repetition control structure, aside from the while loop we see in the previous lecture, and we are going to use more and more of the looping control structures as we go deeper into this course, learn ethical hacking with Python 3.